For over 170 years, the America's Cup has defined the pursuit of perfection. A contest built on one thing above all else: competition. Not participation, not taking part. Winning. Every team, every sailor, built for it. Now, the Cup enters a new era. New rules, new opportunities, a new generation stepping forward, not to learn, to compete. Because one team still holds the prize, the benchmark, the target. And every other team is here for one reason: to take it. Months of preparation, years of ambition, all leading to now, the start of America's Cup racing again. The future begins here in Cagliari. Who will draw first blood?
The America's Cup is back, and in Italy. We're in Cagliari, Sardinia for the first step on the road to Naples and the 38th America's Cup 2027. The next 3 days here in Sardinia are a chance for all the teams, including the defender, to go toe-to-toe in identical AC40s. A mixture of established and hot new sailing talent looking to make their mark, and a chance to get a first look at who potentially has an edge ahead of the 38th America's Cup in Naples. If you're new to the world of the America's Cup, this is what it's all about: the America's Cup trophy. First awarded in 1851, 175 years of history, constant competition and intense rivalry. Winning it qualifies as one of the toughest achievements in world sport. The Cup's current holder is Emirates Team New Zealand. They wrestled the trophy off the USA in 2017, defended it at home in Auckland in 2021, and made history by doing it again in Barcelona in 2024. With 3 wins behind them, they're going for 4. Up against them, 6 very motivated challengers from around the globe. Their job, beat one another, then take the Cup off the Kiwis. They represent the best of the best in world sailing. Fully professional racing teams. It's all about blood, sweat and tears. In America's Cup, that equals currency, the price you pay simply to earn the chance to race for the old mug. For the challengers along the way, they'll compete for the Louis Vuitton trophy. Only one team can win the right to challenge the Kiwis, and the Louis Vuitton trophy winner gets to do just that. Both these trophies are on the line next year, but the road to Naples begins here in Cagliari, Sardinia today. This is how it'll work this weekend, a mixture of fleet racing and match racing. 3 fleet races today and tomorrow, another 2 fleet races on Sunday, after which only the top 2 teams will advance to a single match race final. I'm Niall Mayan Best, and with me this weekend, double Olympic gold medalist Shirley Robertson, 49er FX Olympic champion and AC women's sailor Odile Lambrix van Aanholt, plus Cole Tapper, skipper of Team Australia's Youth Challenge in Barcelona, and joining us hot of his win in the Congressional Cup.
If you've been following all the latest news in the America's Cup world, you'll know, along with the 5 teams represented here in Sardinia, last-minute entries, Australia and USA are now in the Naples lineup, but are exempt from racing this weekend. And something new for this prelim event, every team have the option to enter 2 yachts. Their principal team, if you will, as well as a combined women's and youth squad made up of 2 youth and 2 women. So for Cagliari, we have 8 boats on the start line, with 3 of the teams, New Zealand, Great Britain and Italy, electing to enter 2.
So the stars of the sailing world are all here. Some familiar faces from the America's Cup and plenty of fresh faces too, ready to take to the water and show their worth. The defenders have gone all in. Nathan Outridge steps up to skipper boat 1, co-helming with rising star Seb Menzies. Supported on trim by new signing Ian Jensen and 3-time Cup winner Andy Maloney. The Kiwis' youth and women's AC40 is also a mix of Olympic and foiling talent. Bronze medalist Erica Dawson co-helms with the young moth talent Jake Pye. Josh Armitt and Serena Woodall are on trim.
Sir Ben Ainsley's outfit are back for more with a new look British team, GB1. Dylan Fletcher takes over as skipper and Ben Cornish joins him on the wheels. And hot from Luna Rossa, the team's new Italian signing Andrea Tessi is on trim along with team regular Gledon Moore. The British youth and women's entry Athena Pathway is led by double gold medalist Hannah Mills, now sharing the driving duties with Olympic kite foiling gold medalist, the unstoppable Ellie Aldridge. And backing them up on trim, it's Sam Webb and Matt Beck.
With the America's Cup in Italy this weekend, the formidable Luna Rossa are hungry to deliver, and they field 2 boats. With most of the excitement around the big transfer of this cycle, Peter Burling, 3-time Cup winner with New Zealand, now in the grey and red of Luna Rossa. He shares driving with 2-time gold medalist Ruggero Tita, while Vittorio Bassaro and Umberto Molinari sit behind on trim. The Italian youth and women's offering is packed with winning talent. Returning Barcelona Cup winners Margherita Porro and Marco Gridoni driving, with Maria Jubilee and Giovanni Santi keeping it fast.
The French La Roche-Posay racing team are back for their second challenge. Here with one boat, Quentin Delapierre again leads the team opposite the tantalising new signings of Spanish gold medal duo Diego Botín and Florian Trittel. French team regular Jason Saunders joins Trittel on trim.
Also back for AC38, it's the Swiss Giants. Tudor Teemelingi, Cup winners in 2003 and 2007. British gold medalist Paul Goodison signs as skipper. And on port, it's Kiwi match racing maverick Phil Robertson. Experienced Cup campaigners Pietro Cibello and Nicola Rolla sit behind in the trim seats. Well, those are the sailors and the teams, but this is the scene for the racing this weekend. Luna Rossa's backyard, and surely this is a team that is ready for competition.
Yeah, it feels like we're guests in Luna Rossa land. They're back for their 7th Cup challenge and fully focused on a victory at home in Italy, and much expectation on their new signing of Pete Burling, 3 times Cup winner, and hoping that he will deliver here.
It's not just the principal team, we have also got the champions from the Women's America's Cup and the Youth America's Cup. Odile, you were there in Barcelona at that very first Women's America's Cup. Great to see these sailors back again.
Exactly, and I'm a bit jealous not to be out there because this is a massive opportunity if you're a youth or a women's sailor. If you want to make your spot in the America's Cup World, this weekend is your shot.
Well, we've got the sailors, we have got the boats, we have got the conditions as well. The stage is set for a great series of racing this weekend. And of course, we had our opening ceremony as well. Italy could not have been better hosts for all of us here in Cagliari. Sardinia has been incredibly welcoming, not just for the sailors, not just for the teams, but for the fans as well. A fantastic way to get this competition underway. That very first step on the road to Naples. This is where it begins. This is where you can prove your worth and potentially get an edge on your rivals.
The Italian fans certainly are ready to enjoy some full-on action, and Cagliari, right on cue, is delivering. The course from the start is a battle of control and skill, with the boundaries forcing the boats together. Look forward to multiple high-pressure manoeuvres. It'll be 3 laps with a turning gate at each end, and the finish line, well, it comes quickly after the blistering final downwind leg. We have a glorious Sardinian sea breeze, 13 to 18 knots from the south, an opportunity for the teams and us to see what they've got.
Well, this is the view of the racecourse at the moment, and we have a little bit of breaking news right now. One of the teams, it seems to be GB1, has had a little bit of a technical issue on board, and they have already, at this very early stage, have to pull out their 1 and only delay card. Every team gets one, but you can only use it the once. And GB1 have done just that, and that is why, as we take a look at these boats here, you can see that the principal British boat is not up and foiling. The rest of the fleet enjoying the conditions, and we are seeing speeds right now of around 30 knots. So, Shirley, they can delay, they can pause. Hopefully, they can sort it out.
You get one joker, though, and when you've used it, that is it. But very much looks like they're fighting to get this right. 5 minutes also not very long, but for the other teams, a great opportunity for a final approach, another practice of the start line.
Well, it doesn't look too frantic on board, but there's plenty of tools coming on and off the boat, and certainly a lot of hands in the cockpit. It's fairly safe to say that all these teams have drilled just about every conceivable on the water repair, but we have an eye on the water. We've got Cole Tapper out there at the moment, and Cole, we see GB1 needing to do a little bit of work on their boat. I mean, the conditions aren't quite the kindest. There's a little bit of chop running.
No, exactly right, Niall. Out here on this right-hand side of the track, further away from the beach, we're seeing a nasty little chop that's been left behind from the sea breeze coming in quite hard.
Well, we will, as we ride along with GB1, we will experience that chop because the camera is flicking up and down here. But, you know, Dill, you've got a lot of experience with these AC40s. You took them through that very first Women's America's Cup, and they're high-tech. Oh, if you put a lot of technology on the boats, a lot of things that can go wrong.
Yeah, exactly. You got both the mechanical stuff and the software. We just also saw them playing around with a few computers. You get the tech team in there, so lots that can go wrong on a boat like this.
And these are the conditions they are looking to enjoy. We've got the Wasp, we've got the Switches, all foiling boats. We've even got wing foilers out there as well. And of course, we have got the crowds. And surely these crowds have come out early. They have been lining the barricades. And it's fairly safe to say that most of them are here for one team only.
Yeah, it feels like it's the America's Cup. Where TV land is right beside Luna Rossa, and it has been hundreds and hundreds of fans with flags, and they want to see their home team deliver. Luna Rossa have been based here in Cagliari for nearly a decade, and it is their time to shine.
Well, just looking at this shot on board GB1, if you have just joined us, there is a delay to the start. You can see the time counting down on the top left-hand side of your screen. That is because GB1 have got an issue. They have pulled out their delay card. And interesting to see the laptop coming out here. These are sophisticated boats, not just in terms of the systems and the hydraulics, but the software as well.
They are, as you say, complex boat, and this has been really disappointing for this team. They've been based here all winter. They're raring to go. We've seen them really perform in training. We've been watching them. Dylan Fletcher particularly really wants to demonstrate that his racing team is solid and good to go here.
And if you take any boat, you take any competition, and the America's Cup, of course, is the pinnacle of this. You want these machines and these sailors on the edge. You put anything on the edge, you have to lose a little bit of reliability. You know, you have to make something that is just light enough, just quick enough to keep up with what the sailors put these boats through.
Yeah, and I can definitely imagine the British team really pushing the boats, and maybe they've pushed it a bit too far. We don't know yet, but in these conditions, it seems likely.
Well, I haven't seen any, shall we say, big spanners. I haven't seen any of the larger tools that have come on. Well, as I say that, a pair of mole grips just come out. So it could be something to do with the hydraulics. It could be something to do with some of the systems. Odile, you know these boats well. What is it that's lurking behind the trimmer's seat? Because that seems to be where the repair is needing to be done.
Well, I'm not quite sure anymore, but there's tech all around the boat, really, and you see them both with the hardware, with the wrenches and the computer. Often it's a problem on both sides, and they're figuring out now what that problem is, because they're trying to get to the start line.
Well, tricky times for GB1, but just look at this. I mean, the conditions could not be better, Niall.
Everybody has been waiting for this moment. Everybody has been looking forward to the best conditions that we have seen building in the previous few days. And now, here in Cagliari, the Bay of Angels, it is turning it on, but GB1 is being forced to work at a more and more frenzied pace. Everybody else, it's almost as if, I'm sure they're not, it's almost as if they are rubbing it in their faces. They are up and foiling, but the timer continues to tick down. We have more than enough breeze to go racing. We are not expecting any more delays. And if GB1 have to sit this one out, we'll have to wait and we will have to see.
This is the race committee. The wind sampling is complete and this race is live.
We are inside of 2 minutes 30 to go. So far, we have 7 AC40s lining up for this start. Can GB1 get themselves repaired, and join this race?
We're looking at the defender here. Skippered by Nathan Outridge, and on the port helm, Seb Menzies, brand new from his win at the 49er at Wells, a really young talent. Lots of sailors here needing to prove that they are up for the job. There is a year to go till we will be in Naples.
This is the
and they will
umpires.
be fighting for the cup.
GBR has retired, receiving outside help while racing.
So, big news. GB1, forced to carry on with that repair, can now no longer continue in the race. At that 2 minutes and 10 seconds mark, we are inside the propriety signal, if you will, if you're a traditional sailor, but that's when the rules really start getting aggressive. And because of that, they will have to sit this race out. We are coming up to the start, and Cole, plenty of breeze here, but will that sea state, do you think, be a deciding factor?
Well, the trade-off is there's a bit more wave state on the right, but it looks to be there's almost more pressure out here. I've seen teams lining up these port starts in training. Watch out for that.
So far, everybody digging themselves out towards where the low-flying helicopter is right now, that right-hand side. Everybody looking at the moment to come in for a starboard start, except La Roche-Posay Racing Team, the French, out of view. You can just see them there in the distance. They will be coming in from the far side. At the moment, Luna Rossa pushing in with the field. Right on top is Athena Pathway. Now comes the moments of precision, judging the distance, the speed that is needed to get to this line fast and right when the gun fires. We have waited and waited for this moment, but the AC38 begins here in Sardinia, the first step on the road to Naples as race 1 gets underway in the Bay of Angels, and 7 AC40s get onto the course.
Early start, GBR blue.
Oh, disappointing there for Hannah Mills and her team. But beautiful start on the left-hand side of the line by the youth and women's team from Italy.
Marco there was like a shepherd guiding in the rest of the fleet. They managed to be the fastest boat in, and you can see them just punch out quite quickly.
34 to boundary. PMG or high mode, question?
Big split in the field at the moment, taking this racing all the way to the boundary. Emirates, Team New Zealand, women and youth on that far right-hand side. This group on the left being led by Luna Rossa, women and youth.
They not only nailed the start, but they hit it at pace, had that jump on the fleet, and just look at them extending, already 40 meters ahead.
Such a crunch moment now for Luna Rossa coming out from that boundary on port, but they do it with confidence. That was a close cross there, close enough for Emirates Team New Zealand to protest the Italians, but the jury decided it was tight, but it was clear.
Yeah, and right before that tag, you could hear them talking about VMG or high mode. That's them talking about if they want maximum boat speed or if they want to sail a little bit shorter, and to make sure that they had that tag in
This is
possibly
the
other
umpire's
boats.
penalty, New Zealand blue, relative to Switzerland.
Emirates Team New Zealand picking up a penalty as the fleet remains tight at the halfway mark. It is nip and tuck right now. Nobody being able to break free. In the lead, Marco Gridoni, Margherita Porro in the Luna Rossa grey boat, but that lead is not too strong at the moment.
Bella pressione lì sopra. Half coming into 1.
Yeah, you can hear them about a puff coming in. That means that more breeze comes in, which means more boat speed, which is great for the Italian team.
At this moment, it looks like there's a lot of space on the course, but just take a look at how quickly that space can evaporate. Here, Athena Parkway threading their AC40 right between La Roche-Posay Racing Team and Emirates Team New Zealand. Judging that at 30 knots is impressive.
Also, as the helm on the windward side, you can only see 180 degrees. You can't actually see what's going on the other side, so you have to fully trust the comms coming from your leeward team.
Well, there's nowhere to go now. The space on the left and the right evaporates as this 7-strong fleet is squeezed up to the top gate for the first time.
Got a win? Yeah, my win.
A strong start, a great first leg, and Luna Rossa, women and youth, lead around gate number 1. Marco Gridoni and the rest of the crew on board showing that they know how to attack this race course. And Tudor Team Elingi coming round in second place, finding some speed that was eluding them in the build-up to this regatta, but they're showing that they have what it takes when it's needed.
There was a penalty New Zealand blue relative to GBR grey.
No wonder there's a few penalties. They are bold and they are brave, and the boats are so close together.
Well, this is the replay of the penalty. This is the defenders of the America's Cup, and right here as the windward boat, right here needing to give room to a boat on the inside. Emirates Team New Zealand reacting perhaps a little bit too slowly, taking things a little bit too close, and Athena Parkway really pushing in there. So the defenders of the America's Cup not happy about being at the back of the fleet, fought maybe a little bit too hard to try and get back in there.
Yeah, there is an electronic rhomboid around the boat, so even though they didn't hit or collide, they are protected by that.
Nice. Working down the touch. No, not
This
quite
is
on
the
lane.
umpire's second penalty. New
Still got a
Zealand
left turn.
blue relative to GBR green, not taking it within the minute.
Saying right phase for me here.
Well, big disappointment for fans of Emirates Team New Zealand. They pick up a second penalty, not for breaking another rule, apart from just not taking their first penalty
New Zealand
in
blue,
time.
you still have 11 metres penalty.
Perhaps they are unaware of exactly what is happening on the racecourse, but Emirates Team New Zealand blue, not the boat that we're seeing on our screen at the moment, they need to do something. They need to do it pretty quickly. The umpires will not be too kind on them. But Odile, right now, the leaders, the boat that you raced against, and the youth champions as well. I mean, this boat is strong. Should we be surprised that they're not only on fine form, but they are beating America's Cup legends here?
Well, I wouldn't be too surprised. They spend a lot of time in this boat, and you can hear them be very calm, confident and collected as they're sending this boat downwind in over 30 knots, already approaching the gates.
They have nailed this ley line. Luna Rossa, women and youth, still in the lead as the waves here in Sardinia create enough of a challenge for these boats, but the young and female Italian team have been able to build a very healthy start to this race.
Okay, good.
Tudor Team Elingi holding on to second. They split with that left-hand turn, and now the pack coming in round to the right-hand side. The principal team from Italy managing to get around clear just ahead of Emirates Team New Zealand, who touched down and allow the French to creep past.
I'm not surprised to see most of the fleet turning right here. The waves down on this bottom right-hand corner as you look at the screen are much bigger than on that left-hand side, and that's where we saw our leaders come from in lap 1.
And we could see a couple of different techniques there. Some teams choosing to put both twirls down for more stable but slower rounding, and then others keeping that foil up, but more risk, more speed.
As the fleet makes their way upwind, you can see GB1 in the background having to sit out this race. A technical issue on board. I'm sure they're working hard to rejoin for race number 2, but for this one, they're forced to just watch.
As as Adil said, it is very practiced and calm and mature. The comms on board. But they have had the most sailing, I'd say, in the AC40s. They have done a lot here, practicing also with the other boat. Youth and women's America's Cup winners. But also now a great performance in this race from the Swiss Alinghi Team Tudor. Not seen much of them in training, but that is a star-studded boat. Paul Goodison leading the charge there, and on the left-hand side, Phil Roberts.
Tudor team in second place as we head up to the top gate once again.
Stand by. 3, 2, 1, go forward. 5,
It's incredible to hear that even at these moments, so calm on board.
Yeah, you have to be really calm, especially when you go into a maneuver like attack. That's the moment when you're switching wheels from one driver to the other. Really important moment, so you have to get it right.
They work hard on the comms and the language, and there's not time to say a sentence. You have to have a key word, and they need to know what it means.
Just over the halfway stage, and the field looking a little bit spread out here. This here is the race leader tacking on the right-hand side boundary, just around the hazard in the middle of the race course. But Luna Rossa, women and youth, building perhaps from the lead that they had at the bottom.
Steering on starboard, obviously Marco Gordoni, 3 times OP champion, World Sailor of the Year, won the Youth America's Cup, and behind him, Maria Jubilee, winner obviously of the Women's America's Cup, but also just won the NACRA 17 Worlds. What a talent this boat is.
3 of the sailors on board, champions in Barcelona, in the women's, in the youth, and they have, I mean, they are doing exactly what you want to do when you're making your debut on this stage, racing with the America's Cup teams, with the legends. They're all behind them. At the top of the course, and once again, this is becoming a familiar sight. Luna Rossa, women and youth, far out in front. This is going to be an impressive delta. The lead here for the Italian team that is just rounded is still ticking on. It will be the Swiss that come through here if they can just keep the foiling steady. Tudor team Alinghi round in second place and round clean onto the run.
For these boats that have elected for the right turn here, keep your eyes on their first jibe, as that's done in the biggest waves, and in the middle of that maneuver, changing load from one board to the other is extremely challenging.
Yeah, we just heard one of the teams say big waves. In the upwind, those waves are already making it a little bit tricky, but especially in the downwind where you reach even higher speeds, it's very important to keep the boat going stable at the downwind in the waves.
Well, challenging conditions, challenging waves, challenging breeze. But look at this boat out in front. Luna Rossa, women and youth, are stretching, they are sailing clear, and nobody has got an answer for it so far.
The leaders just keep on growing. They are fast and smart and mature. And remember, these events are almost, they're an audition for these sailors. They're here to prove how they can perform under pressure. And if you're Max Serena, the CEO of Luna Rossa, what are you thinking?
This is the race committee. We are moving the windward marks, lengthening the course to 1.45 and shifting the axis to 188.
Well, if we had any doubt about what the breeze was doing,
penalty Switzerland.
The breeze is up, the course is growing, and we will have a little bit more distance for these boats to race around. But I mean, I don't want to jinx it. First is looking more and more decided, of course. One splashdown, one mistake could see that evaporate as the following boats, the boats chasing in second, third, fourth, are over 40 knots of boat speed at the moment. One of them, this team here, the French, now going through their jibe just on that right-hand side of the picture. They are in a very tight battle for second and for third. but the Italians have already got their way down to the bottom of the course, and they are looking comfortable.
Stand by. Again, 3, 2, 1, absolutely.
Leading all the way round the course, Luna Rossa, women and youth, are not letting anybody else have a chance in this race so far.
So impressive to watch, isn't it? It is their home stadium. They sail here every day. But Marco Gordone and his team have come here with one intention. Oh!
This could have been a big moment for Luna Rossa. They need to keep that boat steady. I think they will just recover. Quick action from the trimmers there, and they've released in the power, but still the wind is threatening. They've got no speed, no ability now to turn, to steer, to control the boat, but I think they're just going to keep it back. Before them, Tudor Team Malinghi had slipped up, allowing the Italians to come through, coming through the French, and you can see just how quickly a strong position in this race could suddenly vanish.
Yeah, and that all came from a misjudged ley line, them having to do 2 jibes right before that mark, losing all their boat speed, and then these boats get really big sails as they're still trying to keep the boat going upright, putting all the manpower, just as GBR is doing the same.
Well, this is the replay of the moment. Here comes Luna Rossa, the principal Italian team, looking strong with both boards down, and a little bit light on boat speed. Then the autopilot unable to control the wide height. Look at La Roche-Posay Racing Team taking the opportunity that was presented for them. Just a sideways glance at the other boat that is left languishing. Well, the French saw an opportunity. Hats off to them, but commiseration to this Italian boat.
Quite a surprising error from Pete Burling and his team, as Odile said, and a misjudged ley line left them all to do. And just look at Athena Racing as well. They had to take avoiding action and were left really struggling.
Those two teams, Luna Rossa and Athena Pathway, are still right now down on that left-hand side, of the top left-hand side of your screen. They've only just got themselves up and foiling again. And all of this just adds more ammunition to the argument that this team here, Luna Rossa, women and youth, will not be wheeled in this race. This is a boat that so far is not putting a foot wrong.
E line in 20. Occhio di pressione. E line in 7.
Vado una sopra. E vai. 3, 2, 1. Board.
2, 1, board. Occhio, cerco di salire, raga.
Ok. I'm on 20.
No, buono così. Vincia.
There are so many people lining the shores here in Cagliari who will find this so exciting, to see this team with these sailors coming onto the scene in such fashion at this very first event, the AC38. But on that boat, they are really holding that excitement at bay. Don't let that betray their real emotions. This will mean an awful lot to them.
Yeah, I spoke to Margarita Poro, and she says the same thing every day. We've got a plan, and we're going to take it on. But what a masterclass, what a message to the rest of the fleet.
Luna Rossa, women and youth, rounding the top of the course for the final time in this race, and they have no company around them. They touch down, but quickly get control of their boat again, and they are flying down to the finish. This is how much it means to the fans around the village here, watching this action on the water. The homegrown team, the team that has been nurtured by the more experienced, by potentially the more mature sailors. But this is where the youngsters step to the front. This is where the female sailors say, well, you have made a mistake not putting us on board this boat. La Roche-Posay Racing Team, they are fighting hard right now. The French rounding the top, wrestling second place back from the Italians. They are looking strong on the waters today.
Very exciting lineup with the French team. They've added Diego Botin and Florian Trittel, gold medalists in the 49er. There's a new fresh approach there. They've been training on their own in L'Oreal, so just getting used to sailing on this very congested track.
Halfway down the final run, Luna Rossa, women and youth, looking unbelievably strong. Calm, poised, nearly perfect on the waters here of Cagliari, Sardinia. Flying low, just licking the waves, using the maximum amount of power from the sails, from the hull, and keeping everybody else at bay. They will have one more tricky jibe to do before the finish. They're looking good here.
Yeah, and I think it's all about just keeping that mast upright right now, because as we can see, we see more and more white caps in the water. The breeze is definitely increasing, so they just want to bring it home safely right now.
Only a quarter of a leg remaining, and this team here is showing everybody else how it's done. Marco Brunoni, Maria Jubilee, helming, trimming on that right-hand side, taking the boat down towards the finish. Margherita Porro, Giovanni Santi on the left, calling them into the line, eyes out. If they look behind, they won't see anybody. The sea is empty behind this team right here. What a performance in the very first race here in Sardinia. That is how you make your mark. The first race goes the way of Luna Rossa, women and youth. No time for celebration. There is still work to be done. We have got another 2 races coming up. And even though that team will get 10 points, what about the rest of the field? It is much closer now, as we still see that fight for second and third. Big splashdown for Emirates. Team New Zealand on the top of our screen. La Roche-Posay are now free and clear, just soaking it down inside that ley line. The French take second. The Swiss come across with a third place. A great result for this team, who have been rushing to make this competition. Then it's Emirates, Team New Zealand, the cup defenders, who have been unable to break through into that top 3. They finish in 4th, with their fellow women and youth team finishing in 5th place.
Disappointing race for both the Kiwi boats. I mean, we all expected the defenders to be right at the front. Time for a rethink.
So much pressure on those teams, and with this result, that pressure has not gone anywhere. But I would say, I'm looking at the ticker here, as Athena Pathway comes down through the line. They have got 200 meters left to run. They will take 6th. But you think about pressure. There is a boat behind the Brits here. There is one boat we are still waiting to call across the line. As Hannah Mills and her team take Athena Pathway across the line, they won't be too pleased with that result. But look at this. Peter Burling, the signing of the century. He is now taking the Italians through the line, and that is not the way that he wanted to begin this regatta.
We're one race in, Niall. Let's not get carried away. But for sure, we expect more from the senior team from Luna Rossa.
Well, it's disappointment for one Italian team, but it is surely jubilation for another Italian team. We can speak now to Margherita Porro. Margherita, a great race. You looked fantastic out there, fast and very clean around the course.
Yeah, our trimmers, Giovanni and Maria, are super good. They make things easier.
Well, that caused a little bit of a smile from Giovanni Santi just behind you here. I'm sure he appreciated the compliment, but you were certainly taking that boat right to the limit. In this chop, how easy are you finding it to get the speed?
Oh, well, it's not easy, but yeah, there is a good wind, so it's pretty faster to get to a good speed. But I think we are in a good setting at the moment.
Margherita, congratulations. What a joy to watch. What a masterclass. Were you surprised how fast you were on the fleet? I mean, taking meters the whole way around.
For sure, it's always nice to see us going faster than the others, but as I said before, we have good trimmers, we did good maneuvers, and I think in this condition matters a lot.
Thank you so much. Good luck in the next race.
Thank you.
Well, as Luna Rossa women and youth take that result in their stride, let's take a look at how race 1 has made its first impact on the scoreboard. This is the results from that very first piece of action here in Sardinia. And of course, Luna Rossa, women and youth, with Marco Gridoni and Margherita Porro, the two helms, taking the win. La Roche-Posay Racing Team 36 seconds behind. That is an enormous delta, but also the Swiss there in third. All three of those teams will be happy. Let's take a look at the key moments from that start, the review, the corners that mattered. This was the start. Only one team electing to start on port, but already we saw some differences there. Each of them needing to push that line just to the limit. At the top, though, everybody together, and you needed to find those millimeters. It was Emirates Team New Zealand and Athena Parkway coming so close together on that tack, and that was where the America's Cup defenders got their penalty, the first of a few, and they had to push pretty hard to try and keep themselves in the race.
Those first turning marks are a real hot spot, aren't they? Boats are so close together.
Well, leg 3, the middle leg of this race, coming back up to the top of the course. This was really the point where we saw Luna Rossa, women and youth, Marco Gridoni, Margherita Porro stretching out with that trimming powerhouse behind them. They were there, able to find their speed. But down at the bottom, this was where that chasing back really came undone. Peter Burling and the rest of the crew on board that principal boat, Luna Rossa from Italy, almost, so nearly, coming close to a capsize.
Yeah, they left themselves with too much to do right on the mark and paid the consequences, and a few boats got a little bit chicken winged up by that.
Well, they managed to wrestle it back, they managed to get themselves there, but it was too little, too late to reel in this boat here, Luna Rossa, women and youth. Perhaps this is something that we will see a lot more of as this competition continues. Well, this was where it all began for Luna Rossa, women and youth. This was the start. Watch them with the Italian flag and the grey number on the line. They were the boat pushing it right to that split second. They were fast, they were clear, and that was how you begin a perfect race.
Yeah, that is the key. You've got to be over speed when the gun goes, just to shoot forward, and that's exactly what they did.
Let's take a look at some of the statistics coming off this course, and look at that, Luna Rossa, women and youth, keeping the manoeuvres low and keeping the efficiency very clean.
Yeah, that BMG number is a real telltale. I mean, look at that. Sailing fast in the direction they wanted to go. They win that race.
Scoring wins in both the Women's and the Youth America's Cup in Barcelona. Luna Rossa sailing squad boasts enviable mix of confidence and success, compressing all of that talent into one AC40, and the expectation among the home fans has never been greater.
When we was in Barcelona, it was amazing to see that when the youth was sailing, the woman was doing the crew. And when the woman went sailing, the youth was there to support and take care of the boat.
For this whole regatta, they have been the team to beat. Luna Rossa, Prada Pirelli win the UniCredit Youth America's Cup.
In Barcelona, with some really good races, and we were able to win the Youth America's Cup. I think we have the best ladies in the world and also the best youth.
Let's create history, the first Women's America's Cup final.
The day we went into the final, we were against the British girls. They were super good, and I was a little bit stressed.
I think we had us and Athena a pretty even start.
We got a tight old start. The Italians just ahead.
And like at one point we had a big crash and I thought, oh no, maybe we just lost.
Big wave.
We touched the water and the British were coming on starboard to the finish line, and I was like, come on, Julia, my trimmer. Push hard, last push, we have to go faster. Like, I don't care about the wave, let's go.
For the very first time, Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli win the Pooch Women's America's Cup.
When we crossed the finish line and we realized that we won, I don't know, I just got mad. I started to laugh and say, oh my God, and trying to hug Julia, and I started to say, Margherita, stop it, stop the boat, stop the boat. Because I wanted to go on the other side and just hug them.
Nice.
Well, when we went on the stage, it was incredible because I didn't expect it to see that huge amount of spectators that was there waiting for us. So we just started enjoying it. They played our song, so we were just dancing and singing. And in that moment, we really realized that it was our trophy. Sorry.
Being the first ever Women's America's Cup champions is, I mean, it's cool, but I don't realize it, I don't think about it. I just try to improve every day. It's already in the past, so now I try to do my best to try to win again.
Well, if their intention is to win again, they are certainly making the right steps at the moment. Fantastic racing. Well, one race down. We've been waiting for it, and it delivered, and it really did, didn't it? The breeze was there, the waves were there, but the sailing skill as well. We have to talk about what a moment this is. When it was all announced that we would have the America's Cup teams and also the women's teams, the youth teams represented here on that second AC40s. There were some questions, I'm sure, but if you're going to get that opportunity, grab it with both hands, put on a great show. They did.
It's not only an opportunity for them to upskill and sail in this at this intensity, but also it is the golden ticket. I mean, do well and people notice. And I wonder, particularly with Marco Gardoni, he probably expected to be on the senior team. And then Pete Burling walks in the door and he is out to show that he is unbeatable in these boats.
Stunning scenery here in Cagliari, and it's not just been about today, it's not just been about this weekend. A lot of the teams have made this place their home. Obviously, Luna Rossa have been here for years. You can see that all around the town. Everybody's there in Luna Rossa tops. They're stopping Max Serena on the wall. They're shaking his hands. It really is the home team. But everybody else has been welcome guests here as well. They've all learned to embrace this wonderful sailing venue here.
This island of Sardinia, if you're a sailor, come. The entire island, whatever kind of sailing you do, if it's, you know, wing foiling or it's super yacht racing, it is fantastic. The wind nearly always blows. It is absolutely beautiful, and they have a history in the Cup. Also, they had a boat in the Cup in '83, the Understand It, and Luna Rossa is their team. This is where they live and train. They are looking for a success, for a home win.
Well, all of the sailors have been here getting ready for the water, but they've been getting ready for the competition as well. And they were telling all the press that have come down here to Cagliari just what it means to be here and ready to race.
I think it's fantastic for the Cup to be starting here in Cagliari. It really feels like the beginning of AC38, getting all the teams together. It really feels like a strong start to the campaign.
For me, I'm excited. You know, it's been an amazing welcome here. You know, when I left Team New Zealand, I really didn't think I was going to be competing in the next America's Cup, but you know, a few opportunities came, and this is the one that I got most excited about. I feel like we've got an absolutely amazing team, and we've got a really good shot at a package that can win the next America's Cup.
The big objective for us is just to focus on the structure and how well we improve the process inside the team for the next few months, and obviously for Naples.
Off the start line is like the highest adrenaline point, I think, is just full on, you know, it's full noise, there's boats everywhere, going very quickly, and I think, you know, everyone does the big charge and gets over speed and then comes up, and so timing that and getting that right is a huge part of the race, to be honest. If you get your nose out off that first cross, it's pretty mega.
We're a really new team. We've got a mix of experience in these boats, so I think we're gelling really well, and you know, our learning curve is just so steep at the moment, so we're just trying to capture as much as we can each day and just improve on that the next.
This is the first step to Road to Naples 2027. We are, as a Luna Rossa team, we feel like we are honored about having the opportunity to race in Italy, in Cagliari, in our home. There's going to be a lot of pressure, but I think we train a lot. I think we know how to deal. We are going to, next days, try to show to the other teams what we are.
It looks like we're going to get 10 to 15 knots every day, 8 boats, fleet racing and one design AC40s. It's going to be tight racing. You know, we've done one-day practice racing now, and the margins are tiny. You make one small handling error or one tactical error, and you're out the back. And that's fantastic for us as sailors, but I think for the viewer watching the racing, there's going to be action at the front and at the back of the fleet.
Well, they were keen to get out there racing, and racing we will have. We've had a small delay at the moment, a couple of the teams needing to pull out their delay card. It's early on in this regatta, but they're already using it. Now, if you were wondering why we had 7 AC40s previously, that is because we have had GB1 out of this competition, but those boats that were racing on the course were also pushing themselves pretty hard. This was Peter Burling, the America's Cup legend, trying to take Luna Rossa around that right-hand turn and just opening the door for the Roche-Posay racing team in, well, the worst way possible.
There's actually quite big conditions. I mean, look at the waves, and they're chucking the boat round that mark. Paid the price.
Yeah, I remember from when I sailed these boats, if it was flat, it was smooth sailing, easy, felt like a toy. But then as soon as the waves come in, you feel really unstable, really quick, and it was all just about keeping the boat level and keep it flying.
It's a great reminder of just how close to the edge these boats are, even when they are looking steady and when they are looking clean. But if you are British fans, I can bring you good news as we take a look at everybody there. They're all up, they're all foiling, including GB1. So whatever was that technical issue that kept them out of the previous race, it has been solved, or at least it's been solved enough.
This is the race committee. The wind sampling is complete, and this race is live.
The wind sampling is complete, but the breeze is up. We are seeing more now than the previous race. Over 20 knots of wind speed at the top. That might just be a quick flash, but it does feel like these conditions are getting a little bit fruitier.
All the teams out here have spent the time in between races practicing every maneuver in the book, trying to make sure that none of those little handling errors creep into the next race.
And we've seen a few errors already. I mean, we don't want to jinx it here. We don't want to give it the commentary kiss of death, but we have seen some boats spin out. La Roche-Posay racing team, though, I'll tip my hat to them. They've actually taken opportunities from other teams spinning out. But let's see who can handle this. Right now, both foils are down on these boats. They're looking for stability. They're looking for potentially a little bit of a slower ride as we get into that dance before the start, lining up to take it to this race.
And once again, we see La Roche-Posay setting up for a port-tack start, whereas all the other teams are lining up to do a starboard start.
That port-tack, when all the other boats start really well, that port-tack start is really strong. You know, you're off to the right-hand side, you avoid the chaos on the left-hand boundary, and you're a manoeuvre up.
And in this breeze, in these conditions, being a manoeuvre up is pretty good. Right now, though, we have one boat that it almost looks like they're a manoeuvre down. Athena Pathway have parked it up. They look like they spun up into the breeze, came crashing off the force, potentially just a tack that had gone wrong. But right now, they have to work pretty hard to get this boat going again. The starboard side, helm and trimmer, that's Hannah Mills out there holding on to the shroud, trying to lead this boat over.
And that's a scary position to be here, laying still while all the other boats are coming at you on starboard deck with super speed.
Well, they need to get this boat going, and they need to do it fast. 15 seconds to go as the field closes down to that start line. We have got 3 boats coming in from the left-hand side. Athena Pathway unable to get themselves going. France catching a penalty in those final few seconds, but as the gun fires, it looks as if Emirates Team New Zealand on the far side have been incredibly brave and nailed a port flyer.
Yeah, that was impressive. They are a wake-up call in the race one. They are on fire now. What a confidence to cross the entire fleet on port. Hello, we're back.
The breeze down here was in a right-hand phase and then just switched over to a lefty last minute, and those guys read it perfectly and took the advantage of the pin end.
Well, as the field comes up, you can count them on the screen, but there is one boat that right now is not showing up with everybody else. That is GB1. If you look at them right now, they are ranked in 8th place. Their distance is ticking up rapidly because they look as if they've had to pull out of the race. We're going to have to wait to see. So perhaps the gremlins that were in the system on race 1 is still there.
Race committee copies, thank you.
There we hear it, the voice of Dylan Fletcher, the skipper of GB1. They are retiring from this race. They were looking good in practice before. They have been training here in the waters, but technical problems holding them back. Meanwhile, the rest of the fleet push on. Coming up to the halfway stage as the fleet go towards the top. This is the view from GB1. And there isn't the intensity, there isn't the frenzied activity, because perhaps they know that this might be over.
Count every race in this series, there is no drops. Huge disappointment for that team. Been here for months, ready to go, and oh, such a hard first day.
This is the umpire's penalty Switzerland relative New Zealand grey.
Tudor Team Alingi catching a penalty for pushing it to the boundary a little bit too far. 2.5 meters outside of the boundary. They will have to lose a bit of distance.
And we can see a really tight cross coming from the boats from the left and from the right. It looks like it's pretty even on the race course if the boats come back together like that.
Emirates Team New Zealand. The America's Cup defender.
You've got 10 seconds left to lose about 20 meters.
They are looking strong right now. After that start, they have held on to their lead.
And it's really nice for New Zealand now that they are...
Switzerland's second penalty, not doing the first penalty within 1 minute.
As you can see, other boats are getting stuck together and having to do penalties, and that's why it's so nice for Team New Zealand to be out of sync with the fleet, away from the other boats.
Coming into that final part, into Mark 1, the 2 Italian boats. One coming in from the right-hand side, one pushing off further towards the boundary. Luna Rossa, women and youth, now tacking over. They were the ones closest to the boundary, but they have got a lot of boats on their left-hand side. The boat now attacking Emirates Team New Zealand. This was the port flyer off the line, and you can see what that bravery has brought them. They are sailing clean out into first place.
What a beautiful attack. The boat was completely
This is the umpire,
level.
Switzerland boundary penalty.
Another boundary penalty for Tudor Team Alingi. They did so well in the previous race. We have seen 2 teams now in 2 different races catching penalties for not doing their penalty within the 60 seconds. Right now, Emirates Team New Zealand are being rewarded for their courage at the start. They have taken that port flyer and they have turned it into a lead at gate 1. Second, third, fourth, all very tight here on the waters of Italy, but it is the double Italian boats turning around that right-hand side.
20 meters to go for your penalty.
Roche-Posay Racing Team touchdown. The Italians have none of it. They are flying clear. Perhaps they could be a threat to the Kiwi team.
Pedaling complete.
Mango. Locking in.
It's Team New Zealand leading them out to that left-hand side of the track, looking upwind, the top of the screen here, just shepherding the rest of the fleet. Skippered, of course, by Nathan Outridge.
Do you have other boats on your screen?
Yes. I only remember their cross goes.
Not crossing the first boat, I don't think, for mine. Got us crossing the second, I think.
And I love
crossing the second, not the first.
This is going to be close in. Luna Rossa, they weren't in the lead, but they are now. They've got the cross clear across the bows of Everest Team New Zealand. The local boats, the winners of the previous race, found the best of the wind.
And that's another tight cross for New Zealand with Italy, but they do cross in front. And I always love hearing to Nathan Outridge talk, whereas the other skippers, we hear them very short with their words. Nathan is sort of having a chat with his teammate Seb.
Nathan, of course, has worked as a commentator in the AC world. He is very articulate. Just look at that Italian boat. What pace they have, upwind and downwind, an extra gear.
It's not enough to be ahead of them. It is not enough to be clean. You've got to have something special because they're always going to be able to pull in the distance. But we have had another splashdown now just out of view. La Roche-Posay racing team yet again. We saw them getting wet at the windward mark. They're getting wet again, leaving the front field of the two Italians and the Kiwi principal boat pushing on towards the bottom of the course.
New Zealand coming up here.
Might have to tack earlier.
Ready to come up, slowly. Okay,
Everybody wanting that right-hand turn, but there isn't room for the lot of them. Luna Rossa, women in youth, leading at the bottom, having taken the top spot from the Kiwis on a tight cross.
The Italian boat went round 2 boards down. Nice and safe, limiting the skid, but look at the Kiwis inside 1 board, sent it round that mark.
Attack now if you want.
Okay, they're
attack if we need it.
Okay, have to boundary. Don't turn on early on us.
Tight moment here. Boundaries coming up. And it's Everest Team New Zealand first to bail off. They pushed it as hard as they could, and they thought that was the time to capitalise.
Lovely teamwork from the Italian boat. Just gently push them away, close that gap, force the Kiwis to tack off.
Plenty of breeze out here at the moment. Far more white caps on the water than we have seen previously. If anything, the boat handling is getting more and more tougher.
Yeah, and as we saw, the right-hand side of the course paid in that downwind, and the top 3 boats are now also going towards that right-hand side, trying to make their lead even bigger over the other boats.
Down the bottom there, we actually saw Luna Rossa Women and Youth were a little bit thin on that ley line, and they just put the 2 boards down, glided down to soak in there, and just made it stick with Team New Zealand, who were coming in fast from behind.
So tight at the moment. It's coming down to millimetres. It's coming down to very quick reaction time. Everest Team New Zealand is refusing to give up. They found something to keep the charge from the women and youth team from Italy at bay. This was that incredibly tight moment. Emirates Team New Zealand put themselves in this position with a superior leeward mark rounding, a turn to the right. They got the hook on the inside and pushed the Luna Rossa women and youth boat right towards the boundary, perhaps protecting better breeze on that right-hand side.
And as we can see, the boat is just skimming above the water. The higher the waves get, the harder it is to keep that boat fully foiling.
The level of concentration needed at that moment is extreme.
They're attacking, going to leeward, press.
Emirates Team New Zealand being aggressive.
Quite wide.
But can they hold the other Italians at bay? Luna Rossa principal tacking off And the Kiwis do it. They have now got both Italian boats off their line. One had to tack, one had to duck, and the Kiwis are clear.
What are we thinking? We step up or do we?
Quality sailing from the defenders.
Exactly, I can imagine they're happy to get out of that Italian sandwich and off on their own towards the left-hand side of the course.
30 metres right to bias currently. They've kind of gone underlays. Yeah, one boat's gone underlay. Lays in 5. No fast enough. Stand by. 3, 2, 1.
It doesn't sound at all like they're sailing on an AC-40, going at about 30 knots. They're making it look easy.
New look team, this is not the Team New Zealand sailing team that we're used to seeing on the port side steering. Seb Mendes, I mean, he's 21, 22, really young and so talented. Behind him, Ian Jensen, and on the other side, well, Andy Maloney.
It is not done yet. There is still a big moment to play out here. Emirates Team New Zealand just narrowly getting the cross ahead of Luna Rossa women and youth, but they have had to squeeze up to that ley line here. Now they go for the right-hand side. Emirates Team New Zealand wrestling the lead away from the Italians, but how long can they hold on to it? 2 Italian boats, second and third. That is a lot of talent chasing you down. If you're the Kiwis, you're going to be feeling the pressure right now. Well, this is the most stretched that we have seen this field so far. The Roche-Posay, not the cleanest sailing that we have seen from Canton Delapierre and the rest of the team. They managed to make it round the top in tricky conditions. They're just in touch with the front 3.
3, 2, 1, bearing away.
It's all James here.
Yeah, your wheel coming all the way down, all the way down.
Yeah, and as you could hear, they were talking about your wheel during that maneuver. The sailors on the top can't actually see the mark that they're rounding, so they rely on the skipper on the other side to make that turn for them, and then they switch back wheels.
Okay, we've got 30 to boundary.
The voice of Erica Dawson, you're hearing, women and youth Kiwi boats. Bronze medalist in the NACRA, she's used to sending it.
And the mother.
Right,
3 AC-40s.
Right to bias.
Trying to find some space on the water here, and they are coming together incredibly quickly. Emirates Team New Zealand need the precision, and the Italians just fly across the bows of their fellow countryman boat.
What are your thoughts at the bottom here? It's quite right at the moment. How deeper? Oh, I'm not going to get down to it. No. Your catch next. Really hard down there.
We can hear them talking about the shift, and that's impacting their ley lines. We just saw how important it is to get your ley line right. If you don't get it right, you might have to do another maneuver. You might get into the situations that the Italian team came into that first race.
It might be a tough cross on them, so give it a little fat on there. You happy here? Yep. 2, stand board.
Coming in from the right-hand side, Luna Rossa, women and youth, perhaps on the ley line. Emirates Team New Zealand were, they've been forced to jibe. How much will that extra manoeuvre cost them? They've got through it cleanly. The Italians just out of view on the right-hand side, about to take their stern. Luna Rossa, the principal team, chasing the Kiwis. Another split at the bottom. Emirates Team New Zealand are in the lead, but it is loose at the turn.
It is definitely loose, and you saw them going at speeds of about 47 knots. That's when the boat starts getting really unstable and the wheel gets really wobbly.
And there's more splashdowns behind. The French also getting wet, but this was the view on board with Emirates Team New Zealand. They wrestled back the stability.
The high-speed turn. There's a bit of G in that turn, that's for sure.
The Roche-Posay racing team, they touched down once, they got it foiling again, and then they came slapping down hard into the water. And by the look of things, the crew looked very wet indeed. One pair of goggles missing on the left-hand side. This was the moment in those waves, just burying the bow clean underwater. going from 30 knots to perhaps 2 or 3. The G-force is extreme at that point. But wow, what a wake-up call.
That's such a good shot. Took the goggles off. Diego Butin, gold medalist from Spain there.
So this race turning into a three-way battle. At the moment, Emirates Team New Zealand on starboard and yet again forcing the Italians behind.
Good mode on the boat below. If we want to hit them, it'll be matching.
Allora non abbiamo la lei di destra, siamo un po' sotto.
No problem.
If you want to try and lead it to the right.
Very hard, we're going to make it.
Right now, the Kiwis are doing their best to make sure this race is tight. Out to my eye, I'm looking at a bit of right pressure, but that doesn't matter. When you're comfortable in your boat handling and your speed, you keep it tight. You make sure you control what you can and don't leave it up to the breeze gods.
Copy. 2, 1. Stand by 2, 1 and board. 2, 1 and board.
They've gone. I'm sure it's going to go down for some reason.
Yeah, okay. Full gas.
Emirates Team New Zealand trying to lock down Luna Rossa. A match race developing here in Sardinia.
It's a good spot. They can lead the tank back.
Okay.
While all of this is playing out on that far right-hand side, another Italian boat is getting ready to attack. Luna Rossa, women and youth, bouncing off the boundary. They will be coming back in with the right-of-way. But will they be close enough?
It's hard to protect two boats. Emirates Team New Zealand choosing to stay with the senior Luna Rossa team. They're doing well to stay in that position. You can see they slip back a little, but these boats have a massive bubble of gas.
They're probably going to eat us,
It's going to be close, but I think the boat on the left-hand side will be crossing clear. Luna Rossa, women and youth, the boat that we're riding along with at the moment, not enough to force the other two to tuck away.
Definitely an opportunity, though, for this boat who is now by themselves while the others are battling with each other.
Now things change up a little bit. Emirates Team New Zealand find themselves alone. Now it's their turn to try and judge this ley line, and they go for it now. How close will it be? The Kiwis have done their final tack. They're lined up for that left-hand turn. In comes Italy. New Zealand with the right-of-way, the rules on their side. Luna Rossa, followed by Luna Rossa, women and youth coming in second and third, and the Kiwis have decided that perhaps they don't have the speed to hold the Italians back. Emirates Team New Zealand in the lead, but the Italians are chasing hard, and anything could happen as we go on to the final run. Three teams pushing ahead at the front of the field, and New Zealand have got a battle on their hands. They need to hold back both of these Italian boats, and they are split on either side of the course. This is an impossible tactical decision here for the Kiwis.
Emirates Team New Zealand wanted that right-hand side of the track. It's a little bit flatter down the bottom as well, and when you're doing manoeuvres, hello, that's what you're after, leading the others right down to the corner.
Stand by. 3, 2, 1, and board.
Coming back in for another cross, another chance to hold on to this very thin lead. Emirates Team New Zealand behind them and high. Luna Rossa women and youth coming in from the far side. Luna Rossa principal team, but Luna Rossa have gone for the jibe. It didn't look that clean, and they've lost a little bit of distance here. Perhaps one Italian boat is falling away, and we'll see them in third. What can the women and youth do now?
Okay, on the line here, it's good.
They are right behind the Emirates Team New Zealand, sailing a little bit higher line. They still have clear air there, so Emirates Team New Zealand is not in their way, but it looks like New Zealand has a good gap.
Fleet racing is all about consistency. We say it all the time. This is not a match race for the America's Cup. If the youth and women's teams, if they can stay in that position, it'll serve them well at the end of the weekend.
The breeze is up. The breeze is in fact over 21 knots in gusts. The official limit for this racetrack with the AC40s is 21 knots. It might gust over that, but we are right on the limit here. Maximum power, and with this sea state comes a lot of difficulty as well. Hats off to Emirates Team New Zealand for holding the Italians at bay. One last jibe was needed. It wasn't perfect, but Emirates Team New Zealand quickly repair the damage, and the Kiwis have won the second race here in Sardinia. The Cup defenders have found their winning form. Luna Rossa, women and youth, take second place, just narrowly split second ahead of Luna Rossa's principal team. A great tour de force from Italy once again.
The starboard board is dropping slowly. He did it twice in that race. One second, one jibe, it was really slow going down, but apart from that, it's recovered at times.
A couple of times on board clearing the jibes, it's felt like we've gotten a decent squash on that board too. So just having a look at the starboard board with Yacht and Flap. I agree with you.
Fascinating here, some technical discussion on board, but right now on the course there is not a lot of boats out there, but this is what is happening as the rest of the field come down. This is Athena Parkway. This is a big wipeout coming downwind with power, and unfortunately the boat goes all the way over. A full capsize for Athena Parkway.
It is big conditions, as you say. It's 20 knots and a seaway.
We saw this boat capsizing in practice a few days before. It was certainly quite a violent turn then. This one looked like just a pure wipeout to me. We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, it looked like a big tuff came in and they were maybe a little bit late with trimming that mainsail. And as soon as you get some heeling, some instability, the boat takes over.
Well, at the moment, we can see the crew getting themselves all safe and accounted for. Dare I say it, they're actually quite well practiced at this, having already had a capsize a couple of days ago when they were warming up here. So Athena Pathway will be out of this race, and you can see it's pretty disappointing for them. Well, we can now go down to the winners from that race. We can talk to Nathan Outridge on board Emirates Team New Zealand. And Nathan, well done, congratulations. It looked like a very tight battle right the way to the line.
That one was super tight. It was a really good race at the front with the three of us neck and neck the whole way. As you can see, the conditions are starting to get a bit challenging, getting a bit choppy out here. But yeah, it was really nice to get on the right end of that one after a bit of a tough start to the event.
Challenging conditions, but you found the opportunity to get a little bit aggressive, almost some match racing skills coming down against the Italians.
Yeah, exactly. At the end of the day, it is a race out here. So even though it is a little bit challenging to sail the boats, it's all about trying to sail the boats nicely against the competition. And yeah, taking a few moments there to hold our competition behind us. It was a fun race, and everyone on board's doing an awesome job. You know, it's fantastic sailing conditions out here.
Yeah, Nathan, it was great to watch. You made it look easy. I mean, perhaps just give us a bit of insight into how challenging the conditions are now.
Yeah, it's not so much the wind, it's the sea state. As you can see when the boats go into their jibes and manoeuvres, whenever you're on two boards with the autopilot, you're really hoping it's doing a good job for you. But yeah, getting around the top marks and getting those couple of jibes in down the run are probably the hardest part of the race. But bottom marks are also quite challenging. I think we managed to, do it really nicely, and really happy with how the handling is going.
Well, congratulations on the result. We'll let you get ready for the next one. Good luck.
Thanks, guys. Cheers.
Oh, Nathan Outridge celebrating on board Emirates Team New Zealand, but Athena Pathway halfway up the course and now retired from this race. having to lick their wounds and having to get their boat back up. Now, it is not unusual to see an AC40 on the side, and in fact, we were talking to the race director this morning, and he said, well, we might see some capsizes today. I mean, Odile, unfortunately, the crews have to practice this moment.
Yeah, exactly. I've done it once before. It's not fun, but as you can see, there's one person in the front. They will make sure that a rope goes attached to the chase boats, who will try to lift them upright again so they can continue racing.
I mean, those little boats are really robust. They go through a lot and seem to survive. Do this in your AC75, and there's a lot of work for the shore crew.
Well, while Athena Pathway gets to work, picking themselves back up, let's take another look at that race and how it all planned out. As the breeze built here in Sardinia, so too did the challenges. All the teams taking things pretty hard to the line, but it was Emirates, Team New Zealand, in that incredible, gutsy port hand flyer. And what did that mean for them? Well, it meant clear space. They took it all the way to that top gate. Really courageous in any fleet. Incredible to see that at the America's Cup.
Yeah, then they managed the fleet, didn't they? And didn't make any errors. I mean, a really masterclass from the defenders.
But they were pushed right the way to the line. Once again, Luna Rossa Women and Youth coming back with pace and having to ask the Kiwis to see if they could find something a little bit extra along the way. Of course, there were plenty of penalties out there on the water. This was a key moment here with Emirates, Team New Zealand, trying to take Luna Rossa Women and Youth all the way to the line and just choosing that one moment to bail out. So critical to know when you've done enough damage and now when it's time to bail.
3, 2, 1. On it. And recover.
Well, this was one of the rare moments of slip-in precision. We saw it from Emirates Team New Zealand, but we saw it a lot from the Roche Posay racing team. They did a double touchdown and a wipeout, but at the finish, 3 boats pushed all the way to the line, but it was the Kiwis, victorious, the America's Cup defenders, who took it on the line.
Coming up.
Let's take a look at the key moment. This was the rounding here between Luna Rossa Women and Youth and Emirates Team New Zealand. The Kiwis just getting that higher line, hooking on the inside and managing to live there far beyond what we all thought possible. They pushed the Italians all the way to the left and kept the best breeze for themselves. Well, here are the results from that race. Of course, the Kiwis in the lead, but only 8 seconds behind were Luna Rossa Women and Youth, and it was a double showing for the Italians in 2nd and 3rd.
Yeah, what a tight race, and a glimpse perhaps to what we're about to see in the next few days.
Well, some of the data coming off the racetrack will be coming in just a moment. This is how the scoreboard is now affected with 2 races completed. It was maximum 10 points in race 1 for Italy. Now the Kiwis come back, and with that, they push themselves up into 2nd place. Here is the stats, and Emirates Team New Zealand getting the best average speed, but not by much. Luna Rossa Women and Youth, yet again, featuring a lot of those yellows, showing their talent.
Yeah, especially they have the least amount of maneuvers, just like they did last race, choosing not to get tucked into the battle, but keeping it clean and simple.
Well, championing emerging British Cup talent is the goal of double Olympic gold medalist Hannah Mills, fusing Britain's elite women sailors with a growing crop of British youngsters under the Athena Pathway programme. They've come to Cagliari to compete.
The British team are going to have 2 entries for the first preliminary regatta in Cagliari, which is super exciting. And we have GB1, which is the America's Cup team, and then we have Athena Pathway, which is our women's and youth team. But it's fully integrated in terms of all the training is done together. It's really collaborative, but we kind of have our own identities. So Ben Ainsley and I founded Athena Pathway back in 2021 to try and create opportunities for the next generation of sailors, but onshore talent as well. My role is helping drive the strategy and leading that, but also I drive on the starboard side for the women's team. So we've got Ellie Aldridge steering on port. She didn't quite make the boat for the last America's Cup. She'd just come fresh from winning a gold medal in the kite surfing at the Paris Games.
Kite foiling is very fast, and you learn to make fast decisions, but also kind of knowing what's going to happen before it happens. I learn a lot from Hannah every day. I mean, when I joined the British sailing team as a nipper, she was already one of the big dogs. And it's funny how you go into kind of looking up to someone and then suddenly you're in the same team as them and you're working alongside them.
I've known Ellie for a very long time, but this is probably the best opportunity we've had to kind of really get to know each other. We have really similar philosophies in how we race, how we communicate, so that's been really cool. Trimmer 1, we've got Sam Webb, who's a young 49er sailor. He brings really good understanding actually of the foils and how that works in relation to the aero setup, and yeah, just been really impressed with his attitude to learning.
Big foot downs if we can, Sam.
As a trimmer, we're in charge of the aero package, and that involves making the boat go as fast as possible and allowing the helms to do what they want to do in terms of the racing. Such an incredible opportunity to be sailing with these guys who I've looked up to for so many years, and now to be training with is something special.
Probably 2-board time on the entry from port to starboard. Sam, you just need to have a bit more bottle to either hold on to the trav more.
We've got Matt Beck as well, who trimmed for the last Youth America's Cup, did a phenomenal job in that event. Amazing understanding actually of the boat and particularly that trimming role.
In this cup, I'm in a coaching role. I guess what that means for me is I have a lot of fundamental knowledge about the boats, how they set up and how they sail. These boats are incredible machines, so really looking to get 100% performance out of those.
It's a pretty amazing challenge to be on a race course with, you know, the full cup teams and the sailors that have got so much experience.
By the time we get to the racing, we'll have our processes in, so it'll just be a case of sticking to those, and those guys are for sure going to be pushing us to get the best result possible.
We all want to win. We're going to go in with any different attitude other than we're going to try and race as hard and as well as we can and see where we end up.
Well, we've already had 2 great races here in Sardinia. We have got another one to come, and the city has absolutely shown its best, both on the shore for the fans who are watching the racing and, of course, on the water for our teams who are pushing things all the way to the edge. But for now, well, the next generation steps up. A bold mix of youth and women's talent. These emerging Kiwi sailors carrying the future of Emirates Team New Zealand to Sardinia, ready to make their mark on the world stage.
Racing the AC40s is awesome. The boats are so manoeuvrable, which is going to make the racing epic. I think it's probably going to be one of the most exciting parts of the America's Cup series, yeah. I'm Erica Dawson and I'm helming on the women's and youth boat. Along with myself, we've got Jake Pye, who's youth and is a really good moth sailor.
Foiling is an incredible experience. You really have to work as a team to make sure that the boat stays upright around the course.
We've got Serena Woodall, also a youth woman, and she's from a 69F and ETF sailing background.
You're not pulling ropes on these boats, you're playing with toggles and pushing buttons. I mean, you can still see the main sheet ram going and the traveller going up and down, so there's lots of visual cues you can kind of tune into as well.
Then we've got Josh Armit, who's an Olympic IQ sailor.
Flight no other boat really, they're an awesome boat to sail. They're really hard to relate to anything else because they're so different.
In the past we had the youth and women events separately. Now we're able to combine our youth and women teams, and they're racing now against the elite.
Everything's just happening a whole lot quicker and you just have to be really onto your numbers, and if you make a mistake it could be quite costly.
To get these new sailors to be at a level that they can actually race these boats in anger is where it's a pretty vigorous time on the simulator first.
Now we've been out on the water a couple of times. There's some very clear areas that you need to work on.
The biggest step I've had to make is learning how to work as a team. And so I'd really like to achieve a very comfortable team environment and all strive towards the same goal.
Being part of this preliminary event is an incredible opportunity. Our brains are going to be exploding, I think, sailing against cup teams and sailing for Emirates Team New Zealand. You know, I've looked up to this team for so many years, and now I get to sail for them and live up to that legacy that they've created. There's been very little fleet racing so far in the AC40s, so we're going to learn a lot.
The youth and women team are trying to say they're there to learn, but they're there to take races off the top teams. There's no question about it.
You know, having 8 boats on the course all ripping around, that's when fast action-packed racing, where decision-making has to be made quickly and you have to be able to adapt to any situation.
What an opportunity as a young sailor now to be able to prove yourself against the best and put your elbows out and away we go.
Whenever we go sailing, we always want to win, so just getting that opportunity is really going to help us with the long-term goal of winning the Youth and Women's America's Cup.
Well, it's a great opportunity for the women and youth here on the waters. Some of it is certainly going their way. I'm thinking of the Italians. Some of it, maybe not. I'm thinking of Athena Pathway. We saw them capsize in that previous race. And of course, all of this drama taking place right here in front of the spectator field. We have had some absolutely beautifully gracious boats lining the course on either side. Old, new, modern, fast, comfortable, you name it. It's quite the fleet out there to have the racing happening just in front of them.
Yeah, what a sight. Look at that. 600 boats registered to be on the course and probably to cheer Luna Rossa on. Most of them Italian. What a day they're having.
Well, we are just waiting to get the third and the final race today underway, but this will not come as a shock. Athena Pathway have asked to delay that start. Every team getting 1 delay card. You can use it once per weekend. We have seen 3 so far being used. Right now, it's the turn of Athena Pathway after their capsize. All the crew seem fine. They seem well polished in getting themselves back up, but they will try and get themselves ready for the moment. But look at those Luna Rossa fans out on the water right now. They are all here to cheer on the 2 teams that are putting on quite a fantastic display out on the water. Luna Rossa looking strong, their women and youth team as well as the principal boat as well, looking fantastic here in Sardinia. Well, with the prospect of an America's Cup on home waters, Italian challenger Luna Rossa have hit the start line in Cagliari with a new-look team that's built on over 25 years of rich America's Cup history.
...2000, 2003, 7, 13, 21, 24. With this coming America's Cup is going to be the 7th campaign. Yeah, obviously there is a lot of heritage behind the team, no? And maybe it's time to try to do the last step.
Luna Rossa in Italy is like the national football squad. It's really like an identity for Italian sailing, and everybody wishes to be in the team.
Luna Rossa in the first Cup in Auckland in the 2000 was able to go through all the selection of the challenger up to the final with the Kiwis. During that Cup, the amount of supporters were growing through the stages. I was very young, I was probably 12, 13 years old, and I remember that.
The part of crew say, there are 3 years at work here, boys. Let's do it.
Yeah, I can remember Luna Rossa, racing against Team New Zealand in the final there in Auckland. Obviously we got the opportunity to race against Luna Rossa in the final in Auckland 20-something years later.
That's a good one, Jimmy.
But, incredible track record over the years. Come incredibly close a lot of times, and some really motivated people here to get the job done.
A beautiful job by the Italian team to force the British team to be late there.
In Barcelona, as a team, we were able to pass the semi-final and get to the Louis Vuitton final. And that clearly is a decent result for most of the team, not for Luna Rossa.
Yeah, it's great to have the preliminary regatta here in Cagliari. And of course, being here and being part of this huge job, it's a great honor for me.
It's our hometown. We stay here since almost 8 years now. And we know very well all the conditions, and we got good support and great support of all the city.
We don't defend the cup in Italy. We have to win the cup in Italy. We are here, we are in our water. We have a strong team, so we need to do well, and there is no doubt about that.
Yeah, for me, I think it's going to be incredibly special to race on Luna Rossa's home waters. We really believe we have a great chance at winning the America's Cup, and that's what we're all here to do.
We obviously have one goal in mind, but at the same time, we really hope it's going to be a huge event for the fans and for the thousands of people that are going to come to watch us racing.
Well, this could be the cup for Luna Rossa. They certainly do have all the pieces in place, but this is the team that they will need to beat, Emirates Team New Zealand. Well, they've got the winning helm from this boat, but they have left a very strong lineup on board this Kiwi boat. What can Luna Rossa do? I mean, when you look at the lineup on board, Peter Burling, Vittorio Bissaro, Ruggero Tita, Umberto Molinares. I mean, Ruggero Tita, the off-helm, sitting opposite Peter Burling. I mean, he's an incredible legend in himself. 2 gold medals. He can certainly hold his own.
Yeah, it feels like there's a new intensity with Luna Rossa. They came straight out of Barcelona and got straight on this one. Lots of homegrown, young, nurtured talent. Add Pete Burling to the mix, and they're going to be strong.
Right now on the waters, they have got to defeat these 2 teams, Emirates Team New Zealand, who are sitting second on the rankings, and Luna Rossa, women and youth, who are in first place. Hasn't always been easy for any of the teams here to find their way through, but Luna Rossa women and youth are absolutely earning their right at the front of the field. Good news for Athena Pathway fans. The other British boat, the women youth entry, is up. They are flying, as are all the other 7 AC40s as we get into 2:30 to go.
This is the race committee. We have passed the wind test, and this race is live.
One more race to go here in Sardinia on the first day of this preliminary regatta. We knew the breeze would be good, but the waves have come with it, and the challenges are here. 8 teams ready to race.
Yeah, you say 8 teams. GB1 is also back up and running, and they'll be super fired up to get a good result since they didn't join the first 2 races.
That's interesting, isn't it? Listening to the strategy and the prep, the plan to execute this start. And we've seen them. They're all starting so well. You absolutely have to nail it.
Allora sembra tutti ora dritta. A parte 1. 2, 1, up. 2, 1, board down.
GTs, spanner. Ok, vado sui 31, 32.
Inside of 1:30 to go. Athena Pathway, not fast at the moment, but they're getting themselves up there now. The fleet splitting left and right, getting themselves lined up for this start.
GB1 coming in a little bit late. They were struggling with their bear away. The thing is, it's just as hard to bear away in the pre-start than it is in the race.
This is where you need precise action from your trimmers. You need that confidence as a helm. This is where those careful decisions as to whether you're going to have the best, most experienced trimmers on the port or on the starboard side. You get a chance to look at the teams and find out exactly what their starting strategies will be.
Most of the boats are approaching this this starting sequence with both boards down. You've got the training wheels down, almost trying to slow it down until you make that final push to the line.
The 4 AC40s, 5 AC40s on that right-hand side, 6 now with GB1 coming in from the bottom left. They have rejoined the pack. There is 2 other boats lurking up on the top left-hand side of your screen. That is Luna Rossa, women and youth, along with Emirates Team New Zealand. The Kiwis got the port flyer in the previous race. Are they trying to do it again? 10 seconds to go at the start of race 3. Athena Pathway are over the line here. There is no room back for the British team. They are joined by others. Multiple boats over the line. France is over. GB1 were pushing it. Emirates Team New Zealand grey. They're also looking too tight to the line.
Penalties, France, Great Britain grey, Italy blue.
3 OCSs on that start, a little bit of early chaos just to begin this race. But punching out clean at the moment, it is the Cup defenders, Emirates Team New Zealand. Nathan Outridge sitting close to the camera on that right-hand side, waiting to take the helm after the tap.
You're getting stronger on the software, just keep the mode. Big sailing up nice.
Switching slowly trending right, 193.
A bit of press into it a little.
Nice angle.
Voice of Nathan Outridge sitting to leeward on the starboard side, calling the mode changes. And just see them slightly extending there. Got great pace going to that right-hand boundary.
Up on the top left-hand side of your screen, that is Athena Pathway. They started so early that they have been forced to come all the way back to the start and dip the line again. Not enough just to lose the meters, they've got to restart. Not the same case for the other boats. We are still waiting for Italy to clear their OCS, and now they pick up a penalty for boat on boat. The rest of the field managing to find a little bit of way through.
As we just saw an in-sync tech between Italy and New Zealand, both a really smooth tech, but New Zealand just seemed to keep clear from the hole in the water a little bit better.
Close cross coming up. The battle for the first place at the halfway mark, undecided.
Most may be an issue.
I think we're crossing.
Right, still looks good up the B. Looks pretty even though, to be honest, but I think you bet the phase going right.
4 boats, nothing in it.
Crossing now? Yeah, easy, bud. 8 hands tap.
20 seconds to lay.
As in lay low.
Copy. Being above the post.
Dylan Fletcher called it early, called it with confidence, and you've got to reward that. They crossed 3 boats. There were no rules on their side here. GB1 keeping it calm on the water.
It's quite a scary view now, wasn't it? The boat shot coming towards you.
2 Kiwi boats out the left-hand side. Luna Rossa Women and Youth, Ford Company, the boat that has been fast so far today, but they touched down out of that tap, getting it back up. But those few meters could cost them because there's not a lot of clear air in there, sandwiched between the Kiwis. Meanwhile, coming in from the bottom of our screen, Tudor, Team Alinghi, but ahead of them, GB1, the British, in the lead as we get close to the top gate.
Hey, might well. Rolling in 2, 1, yours.
Close all the way on this upwind leg, but the British are leading narrowly here in Sardinia.
And board up. And not clear, mate, on you.
Nip and tuck. The top 6 teams getting round that top gate, all within just a few seconds of each other. Very close here.
Dylan Fletcher did well up that beat. They flew off the start line and just managed, they're so close, but managed to shepherd the opposition, pick that ley line and get right the left-hand mark.
Oh, Luna Rossa Women and Youth in trouble out of that jibe, just exiting the view on the right-hand side. They decided to jibe off, leaving Emirates Team New Zealand to push their way all the way to the boundary. That boundary is there now. You can't see it in real life, but they know where it is on that computer system. You can see from those jibes. Cole, you're on the water. It looks like, I don't know, maybe the sailors are tired, maybe the sea state have come up, or maybe they're just having to push it so far. There's a few mistakes out there.
Yeah, Niall, I am sitting directly in front of those two boats as they go for that jibe. And once again, we're seeing the right-hand side of this course just has a bigger chop standing up. And as they pass the load from one board to the other, it confuses the load in the boat, the aero package, as they go downwind. And you can see them get that porpoising motion. It's incredibly hard to stop.
Down, you want to cross. That'll be overlay, I mean.
Currently not crossing.
Okay.
Big moment here for GB1. Can they hold this as the rest of the field struggles with the chop? This was the moment behind Luna Rossa, women and youth. It wasn't just a splash down, it was almost a bow underneath the water. She had to come so high out of that turn to get the speed back on.
This is the race committee. We are moving the forward gate, shortening to 1.15 nautical miles.
Tightening the course after these boats go round. GB1 just having to give way to Emirates Team New Zealand. The Kiwis round on the right, but they're down, and GB1 is down as well. Then back up, but it won't stick. Too high, too slow, and the foils now have lost everything. They're going to struggle to keep this boat flying. Meanwhile, who's there to pounce on it? It's Luna Rossa, women and youth. Perfectly smooth round, if just a little bit wet on the landing.
Hold it tight, and running up soon. 2.
Yeah, every time you put those foils down, that's an opportunity to make a mistake, and you saw it just happen with GBR.
Massive manoeuvre by GB1, really tight turn on one board, massive risk.
Well, this was the moment at the bottom. GB1 and Emirates Team New Zealand splitting at the bottom. First it was the Kiwis to crash land, but GB1 went one better, really made it spectacular. A splash down into the water, pushing the foil to maximum lift, and all that did, threw them back out again. And the second landing, that little bit more disappointing. The speed being really stripped away. Keeps the racing tight though, keeps the fans happy, certainly. So the lead, undecided now as we exit that bottom gate. Will it be Emirates Team New Zealand? Will it be GB1 who will get the better of this cross? Kiwis looking strong at the moment.
Yeah, the Kiwis sailed it nice and clear, whereas GB1 had to get back up on the foil. It is another opportunity for the young Italians to come back in and sit in there in second place now. Really consistent day so far.
Luna Rossa, women and youth, going clear behind Emirates Team New Zealand. The Kiwis looking strong here. The breeze in their favour. They've been able to really punch out.
We just saw an incredibly tight cross there between Luna Rossa and Team New Zealand. Now, we saw Team New Zealand make the initial gain to get past down the right-hand side of that downwind, so it's surprising that they switched back out to the left.
It's 15 this way.
I think some of the tactics that will start to come out here will be sea state, not just breeze, just trying to stay out of the roughest water.
Exactly, we heard that the course got shortened, so that means that there's a little bit less breeze. But if the breeze goes down, the waves stay, and it's sometimes even harder to sail the boat.
New Zealand passa davanti, sembriamo bow to bow con gli inglesi.
7 teams zeroing in on that top gate. One of them far behind, the 8th, Athena Pathway, slipping out of the pack with multiple penalties at that restart. But now, how will these two groups thread together?
3, 2, 1, there we go, all yours.
Emirates Team New Zealand stay out of trouble and sail clear, leading at the top gate.
2, 1, all the way.
And it's a split with the Italians behind. Luna Rossa, women and youth, rounding in second place, but the pack behind incredibly close.
Yours.
Emirates Team New Zealand women and youth having a really solid race here. They'll be pleased with this. It is not easy conditions. They're doing over 40 knots downwind. Very impressive from them.
We've seen almost a perfect split of the fleet here. I mean, the pressure's in across the board, so now they're just prioritizing staying in clean air out of the gas.
How good can Emirates Team New Zealand perform this jibe? It is right at the boundary, and it is not their best, but it's passable. It'll do, they're through.
This time, Nathan, let's keep it there on the bank for a slower turn-up, so I can get the sail set up better on the entry.
They say that a jibe, if you're doing over 40 knots, is very much in the danger zone, and none of them are taking their foot off the gas.
I think if we do it nice and smooth,
I love how
we'll be fine.
teams are taking the time to debrief these jibes. They want to make sure that next jibe sticks, so they're taking the time to talk between trimmer and helm about how to get that boat through the jibe.
Yeah, bridge has gone right there. That'll be a lefty for the top of that last one moves.
Yeah, copy.
That's well.
We'll see how we can look after it.
Range was like 185 to 200 last beat, but I agree it was further right at the top.
Can you get my clue, Gibby?
Yep, sure can. Just coming down a little. Hang up slowly.
Calm comms at the bottom of the course as Emirates Team New Zealand still in the lead, ahead of the final lap.
It's good. 195. So, I'm sorry.
And ready to
So little room for the chasing pack behind.
Loading you up here, might not have it.
Luna Rossa Women and Youth being chased by Italy, but the principal team for Luna Rossa just keeping their speed up after a very tight turn. GB1 round on the far side of the course. And Emirates Team New Zealand Women and Youth taking it up to third.
Luna's gone. Happy to go this too. Fine. Board. Okay. Okay, GB1's coming across on port. That should be crossing down 10. A little low mode, want to let them cross. Okay, they're crossing. Okay, they've gone board. They're going to. Okay, they're holding. Can we press a little bit? I don't want to turn. Yeah, all yours. Yep, I can.
On board with Emirates Team New Zealand Women and Youth, Erica Dawson, Jacob Pye just discussing that moment. They knew that GB1 had the potential to be aggressive.
You have to discuss a long way ahead. You have to be playing 3 or 4 moves because it's happening so quickly. The great comms between these two. First time they've raced together.
Okay, so long term we've got Luna Blue, who we can leave out to take back right.
That's mode.
Yeah, we've got sway. Yeah, copy.
What's the plan here at the top?
Meanwhile, out in the lead, Emirates Team New Zealand beginning to look strong here, but in these conditions, Odile, anything could happen.
Exactly, any tech, any jibe, and they have also still got a bare way to go. Having said that, their last turn up at the bottom gate was super smooth, so they've learned from previous mistakes in this race, and it's looking really clean at the moment.
Smooth tap when it was needed, well executed.
Yeah, they seem really in control here. They haven't planned, just going exactly where they want it. It's so lovely to hear the comms between the 4 of them. Back with Nathan Outridge's Ian Jensen, you know, he won a gold and silver medal with them. Sailed with Artemis back a few cups back, and so delighted to be together. Just to hear that discussion, that ease.
They're rapidly approaching the top of the course for the final time. And it looks like they are setting up for one more tack, one more turn. They want to make that right hand at the top.
6. And 3, 2, 1. There you go.
Calmly done, but it is precise. Emirates Team New Zealand still in the lead. Can they hold it for the final run?
In 3, 2, 1. All the way.
The voice of Margarita Porro on board Luna Rossa Women and Youth. There's the boat away in difficult conditions. First and second looking a little bit more settled as the rest of the pack still fighting for those places.
split evenly. We could potentially make one in here if we get a good BMG low.
Should I be happy with that?
30 to boundary.
Just a little bit of pressure.
Like all the way. Yeah.
Erica Dawson and Jake Pye do the commentary for us. Niall, it is so good that I'll never be tired of that, listening in to the comms as they paint the picture.
Emirates Team New Zealand, they have just put the bow down. It was looking clear. All they needed to do was one, maybe two more jibes. But we said that the conditions were tough. We said that they were pushing things right to the edge. And Emirates Team New Zealand are wet and stopped. Well, the fleet are flying past them. This was the moment. This was the jibe. And it's low and then high. The porpoising kicks in, and they were just unable to control it. Oh, clean under the water. That is heads underneath the waves on that leeward side.
Yeah, and as you can see, the boats flew out of the water all of the way there. If you stop controlling your pitch, how much the bow goes up or down, that's the moment where the boat takes over and you have no control over the foils anymore.
You get it unstable, you get it out of rhythm, and then it just builds from there. You need precision, but that precision has been on display today. But it has come from this boat here. Luna Rossa, women and youth, take the win in race 3. It was nearly a perfect scorecard here on the waters of Sardinia. They will be incredibly happy with their performance today. GB1 just nipping across the bows of Luna Rossa to take second. The second Italian boat takes third, and then Emirates Team New Zealand, women and youth, playing the game well on that final run. They take 4th place. Tudor Timalingi crossed the line in 5th, and the waves here are building on our screen. All of these teams will be very happy to come through. And look at this, Athena and La Roche-Posay now coming through. They are just smashing down on those waves. This has been a team that have struggled a little bit in the chop. They will certainly be pleased to have made it through that race.
Okay, slow to watch, to the dock.
Emirates Team New Zealand back up, impressively so, already foiling, but they will be very wet on board that boat, and they will certainly be disappointed. They were only half a leg away from winning this final race, but they are now coming into the finish line in 8th place. Athena Pathway some way ahead of them, and I don't think that Hannah Mills and the rest of the crew on board the second British boat is going to allow the Kiwis to overtake them. Athena Pathway, a 7th place. They had that disappointing moment at the start. They were unable to find a way back into the line. They fought hard, but in the end of the day, the only boat they were able to overtake was Emirates Team New Zealand with that big splashdown, and all of that made a great opportunity for this boat here, Luna Rossa Women and Youth and Marco Gridoni. Well done. What a race, but what a day.
Thank you, guys. I think New Zealand gave us a big present because I think they deserve to win this race, but till the final maneuver, you cannot do any mistakes. So we are getting this. We are getting this.
Marco, congratulations. You're making it look easy, but all around you there is carnage. What was it like? How does it feel just trying to keep it going in quite difficult conditions?
But I think this team is strong. This team is able to sail this boat fast, and I'm proud of them. Just keep going like this.
Well, so far you've certainly put on a great show. We will let you get your AC40 safely onto the dock. Thank you so much, Marco, and we'll wait to see what you can do tomorrow.
Vado un po' più rapidi, raga. Straviamo. 3, 2, 1. More down.
Well, the concentration is there for their final jibe coming into the dock, but let's take a look at the results from race 3. Luna Rossa, women and youth, perhaps a gift, as Marco said himself, with Emirates Team New Zealand slipping all the way back into 8th place. The Italian boat finishing just 11 seconds ahead of GB1. So the overall standings now, after 3 races completed, it is not surprising to see Luna Rossa Women and Youth taking the top spot, but 9 points clear of Luna Rossa on 20, tied with Emirates Team New Zealand Women and Youth. Perhaps not a scorecard that a lot of people predicted. Well, this was just the first day. Of course, we have more action tomorrow. 3 more fleet races, and it all begins at 15:13 local time. We have got plenty more action to come. Well, what a day of racing. Thank you so much to the sailors. Thank you so much to join us. We'll see you tomorrow.